Let's talk about almonds, the unassuming nut that's quietly taken over pantries, kitchens, and markets across the globe. For centuries, almonds have been a symbol of health, prosperity, and even good luck in many cultures. But in recent decades, this humble nut has transformed into a global superstar, fueling a multi-billion-dollar industry and changing the landscape of agriculture as we know it. From bustling street markets in Asia to high-end bakeries in Europe, almonds are everywhere. Their journey from orchard to table is a story of innovation, hard work, and a little bit of California magic. California is the heart of this empire, producing over 80% of the world's almonds. The state's Central Valley, with its unique climate and fertile soil, has become the epicenter of almond production, outpacing every other region on the planet. Every year, an astonishing 3.6 billion pounds of almonds are grown, shaken from the trees and shipped from this single state. That's a staggering amount. Enough almonds to fill countless cargo ships and enough to supply the world's insatiable appetite for this crunchy snack. To put it in perspective, if you lined up all the almonds California produces in a year, you could stretch them to the moon and back, more than once. It's a scale that's hard to imagine, but it shows just how massive this industry has become. Almonds aren't just snacks, they're everywhere. You'll find them in creamy almond milk, decadent candies, flaky pastries, and even in your favorite trail mix. They're a staple in vegan diets, a go-to for athletes, and a key ingredient in cuisines around the world. Picture an area the size of Delaware, covered entirely in almond trees. That's the scale of California's almond orchards, an agricultural feat that's both impressive and a little mind-boggling. This industry doesn't just feed the world, it supports thousands of families, creates jobs for entire communities, and drives innovation in farming, processing, and sustainability. From the people who tend the orchards to those who package and ship the nuts, almonds power a massive web of livelihoods. And it all starts with a delicate white blossom in spring. Each year, millions of almond trees burst into bloom, painting the landscape with clouds of flowers and attracting bees from miles around to pollinate the next generation of nuts. Global demand for almonds has exploded, and it's California's unique blend of climate, ingenuity, and relentless drive that made this boom possible. Farmers here have mastered the art of growing almonds, adapting to challenges and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Hot, dry summers and mild winters create the perfect conditions for almond trees to thrive. But it's not just the weather, it's the relentless innovation. From water-saving irrigation to high-tech harvesting, that's turned almonds from a specialty crop into a global staple. The next time you grab a handful of almonds, remember the journey they've taken: sun, soil, sweat, and a lot of dust. Behind every nut is a story of perseverance, adaptation, and the tireless work of people who believe in what they grow. It's a story of powerful machines and meticulous hands, of a state that rose to become king of a global food phenomenon. From the first shake of the tree to the final inspection on the conveyor belt, every almond is a testament to human ingenuity. We're pulling back the curtain, from the first blossom in spring to the final box shipped around the world. There's a world of science, logistics, and passion behind every bite. We'll see what it really takes to bring billions of pounds of almonds to the world's tables. An operation that's bigger, more complex, and more fascinating than most people ever realize. This is a story of scale, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. The world of almonds is bigger, tougher, and more captivating than you might think. Stick around. You might just learn something new about the food you eat and the people who make it possible. This is the story of the nut that conquered the world. Let's get started. Almonds didn't become a global force overnight. Their journey is a story of persistence, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of the perfect environment. What began as a humble experiment would eventually transform the landscape of California and the world's food supply. The story starts in the 1700s when Spanish missionaries, inspired by the crops of their homeland, planted the very first almond trees along California's foggy coast. They hoped to recreate the Mediterranean bounty they knew so well, but those early attempts were met with disappointment. The cool, damp air and persistent fog proved inhospitable for the delicate almond blossoms. The trees struggled and most never bore fruit. The real breakthrough came decades later as pioneers and settlers pushed inland, searching for new opportunities. They discovered the Central Valley, a vast, sun-drenched plain with rich soil and a climate that echoed the almond's native lands. Here, the combination of fertile earth, long hot summers and mild winters created the perfect environment for almonds to thrive. The valley's unique geography and weather patterns would prove to be a game-changer. New varieties, carefully bred for resilience and productivity, flourished in these conditions. Over time, the Central Valley transformed into a patchwork of almond orchards stretching as far as the eye could see. For much of the early 20th century, almonds remained a niche crop, grown by a handful of dedicated farmers. Their orchards were small, their harvests modest, and their market limited mostly to local communities. But everything changed as science and technology entered the scene. Advances in plant breeding, irrigation, and mechanization revolutionized the industry, making it possible to grow more almonds, more efficiently, than ever before. At the forefront was UC Davis, where researchers developed hardier, higher-yielding trees. Meanwhile, new harvesting machines replaced hand labor, making large-scale production possible and affordable. Family farms grew, merged, and scaled up their operations. What began as small family plots evolved into vast, interconnected networks of orchards, each generation building on the last. Today, more than 1.6 million acres of California farmland are dedicated to almonds, an area larger than some entire countries. The scale is staggering, and the impact is global. This is now a high-tech, data-driven industry. Growers use advanced irrigation, satellite imagery, and real-time data to maximize yields and conserve resources, making California the world's undisputed almond powerhouse. It's a classic American story, seeing potential where others saw failure, applying science and ingenuity, and ultimately feeding the world from a single valley. The almond's rise is a testament to vision, hard work, and the spirit of innovation. Generations of families have poured their sweat and dreams into these orchards, passing down knowledge and tradition, ensuring the legacy endures. Today's almond empire stands on the shoulders of those pioneers, visionaries, scientists, and hard-working families who turned a fragile seed into a global phenomenon. Harvest time in almond country is a spectacle of machines and dust. The landscape transforms almost overnight as the quiet rows of trees erupt into a flurry of activity. The air is thick with anticipation, and the hum of engines signals the start of a process that will feed millions. Forget ladders, giant shakers grab tree trunks and unleash a hailstorm of almonds. These powerful machines clamp onto the trees and with a controlled vibration, send ripe nuts raining down in a matter of seconds. It's a dramatic, almost violent dance between technology and nature. Timing is everything. Too early, the nuts aren't ready; too late, and rain or pests can ruin the crop. Farmers walk the rows, checking the color and texture of the hulls, making sure every tree is at its peak. The decision of when to shake is a blend of science, experience, and intuition. Shakers move row by row, leaving almonds carpeting the ground. The orchard floor becomes a patchwork of golden brown, each nut a tiny prize waiting to be gathered. The scale is staggering, hundreds of acres, millions of almonds, all brought down in a matter of days. After drying in the sun, sweepers push the nuts into neat windrows. This step is crucial, allowing the almonds to lose moisture and making them easier to collect. The sweepers glide through the orchards, their brushes spinning, creating orderly lines out of chaos. The air fills with dust as machines work in a precise, relentless ballet. Each operator must coordinate with the others, weaving between trees and rows, ensuring every nut is accounted for. The choreography is impressive. One misstep, and the whole process slows down. Harvesters scoop up thousands of pounds per hour, a job that once took weeks by hand. Conveyor belts and hoppers fill rapidly, and the sheer volume of almonds is a testament to both the land's fertility and the ingenuity of modern farming. It's a high-stakes, high-speed operation where efficiency is everything. Every minute counts, and the pressure is on to finish before the weather turns or equipment breaks down. Workers and machines move with purpose, each playing a vital role in the harvest's success. Every step, from shaking to sweeping to collecting, is a race against time and nature. The process is a blend of tradition and innovation, honed over generations but always evolving. There's no room for error. Every detail matters. The yield is massive, but so are the challenges. Unpredictable weather, mechanical failures, and the ever-present threat of pests keep everyone on edge. Yet the rewards are worth the risk. Each harvest is a triumph over adversity. This is the modern almond harvest, fast, dusty, and utterly essential. It's a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless drive to feed a growing world. The orchards pulse with energy, a living symphony of dust and machinery. The journey from tree to truck is just beginning. Each load represents months of planning, care, and hard work. The almonds are on their way to become food, oil, and ingredients for countless products around the globe. Next stop, the processing plant, where another chapter in the almond story unfolds. After harvest, almonds head to the huller sheller, an industrial maze of machines. First, pre-cleaners remove rocks, leaves, and debris. Then, hullers strip away the fuzzy outer layer, generating byproducts used as cattle feed. Next, shellers crack the hard shell, freeing the delicate kernel inside. Precision is key. Too much force breaks the nut, too little leaves it trapped. Air jets separate shells from kernels, and automation keeps everything moving fast. Computers and sensors monitor every step, ensuring quality and consistency. Human hands rarely touch the almonds at this stage. Every part of the harvest is used. Nothing goes to waste. The goal-perfect whole kernels ready for the next phase. These factories transform raw, dusty nuts into a valuable commodity. Quality control is relentless. Only the best almonds move on. Now comes the most high-tech step: sorting. Vibrating screens separate almonds by size, whole, halves, slivers. Then, electronic sorters with cameras and lasers scan each kernel at lightning speed. Imperfect nuts or debris are blasted away with puffs of air. The result, a flawless stream of almonds, ready for the world market. This ruthless quality control gives US almonds their global reputation. Even after machines, human inspectors give a final check. From chaos to order, every almond is scrutinized. Buyers worldwide trust this process. Only the best make it to the next stage. The journey continues. The final step is packaging. Fast, automated, and precise. Almonds are packed into everything from snack bags to massive export bins. About 70% of the crop is shipped overseas. Logistics is a global chess game. Trucks to ports, containers to ships, almonds to over 90 countries. Top buyers include India, Spain, Germany, and the UAE. Billions of pounds move through this network every year. Each container is tracked from farm to destination. The industry navigates trade rules, shipping, and currency shifts. From a single valley, almonds reach kitchens and factories worldwide. It's a supply chain built on precision and scale. The world's appetite for almonds keeps it moving. Water is California almond farming's biggest challenge. It takes about a gallon to grow a single almond, critics notice, especially during droughts. The industry has responded with high-efficiency micro-irrigation, replacing old flood methods. Over 80% of orchards now use targeted drip systems, cutting water use by a third in 20 years. Sustainability goes further. Hulls feed cattle, shells become bedding or fuel, old trees enrich the soil. The goal is zero waste and smarter resource use. But droughts and climate change keep raising the stakes. Researchers are developing drought-tolerant trees and smarter irrigation. Farmers use sensors and satellite data to fine-tune water use. The future depends on constant innovation and adaptation. Doing more with less is the only way forward. Behind the machines and tech, this is a people-powered industry. Multi-generational farm families see the land as legacy, not just business. Workers operate massive machines and keep everything running, often in tough conditions. Their skill and grit are the backbone of the harvest. Innovators, scientists, engineers, and software developers push the industry forward. From new rootstocks to drone pest detection, their work shapes the future. This is a community bound by hard work and shared purpose. They help each other, share knowledge, and take pride in feeding the world. The Almond Empire is built on their dedication. They are its heart and soul. From a spring blossom to your kitchen table, the almond's journey is epic. Machines shake, sweep, and sort. Factories clean and package. People innovate and persevere. It's a story of American ingenuity, turning a struggling crop into a global powerhouse. The industry faces water shortages, market swings, and climate change, but adapts with science and grit. Every almond you eat represents sun, soil, sweat, and relentless effort. Next time you snack on almonds, remember the journey and the people behind it. A single blossom becomes a harvest that feeds millions. Appreciate the story in every bite. Thank the farmers and workers who make it possible. They get their hands dirty so you don't have to. That's the real story of the nut that conquered the world.